Hello everyone, Gomez here for the LAN Up Show. He's finally here, Pike is finally here. I was waiting yesterday to hopefully reveal him, but sadly, because of seasonal tournaments, they pushed the reveal back. It was 2 AM when the video actually went live, so sadly, I was unconscious at the time. But now he's finally here, so I'm recording this video. Like, I cannot wait to see what Pike does animation-wise. Obviously, there was a bit of a leak yesterday, so I know his stats, and I know what he does in Spanish, or whatever language he was released in yesterday in terms of the leak. But let's get in and see what the Stalker of the Depths and Hunter of the Seas does. It's gonna say, because I saw the cards yesterday because there was a leak with the cards, but I said they were all in. I believe it was Spanish, I don't know. Even though my name's Gomez, I don't actually speak Spanish. I'm half Spanish, but was brought up 100% in England, so never actually bothered to learn Spanish. But let's get in and see. So, Pike stalks the slaughter docks. Boom! Finally seeing it in English. I did see the stats yesterday and the cost. So he's a 4 cost 2-3, but obviously he's a lurker, so that stat is gonna go up. And it is, when I lurk, transform me into which is Death from Below, which I believe is a spell, and his level up condition is which is Allied Pikes. So here's the thing, like in terms of the reading, Allied Pikes, meaning multiple, have dealt 15 plus damage. Okay. So let's get in and see what we're going to be doing. So we've already seen this lurker. We've already seen all those cards as well. But okay, so you want to be trying to lurk Pike to turn him into this spell, which is Death from Below, which is actually a lurk, but so the spell's already got lurk on it as well, and it's a fast speed. Summon Pike striking an enemy, which, like, let's just say, this is actually quite, like, number one, it helps towards his level up condition, but there's upsides and downsides. Upside, you could use this, obviously, it was just your attack go, it then goes into your, opponent's attack move. You can use Pike to attack something and thereby, you know, because it's a striking spell, so it looks like it's like he strikes, he doesn't take the damage, so it's more like a concerted strike. So you can remove something from your opponent's side of the field before they even attack, or during their attack, because they might just go for an open attack. He can immediately just go in and do damage to them. The problem is he can be denied. Like, he's a champion who, if he gets to this stage, this is one copy of your champion, and he can technically be denied, because it doesn't say anything about, like, make another, like, you know, this isn't like a champion spell whereby it's by doing this you then put another Pike into the deck. No, this is your, you summon Pike striking, and then if this gets denied, you've only got your other copies of Pike left. So there is like a slightly upsides and downsides, like with this, because against Ionia, like, you know, you're gonna have that, or even Riot of Negation from shurima. But other than that, the fact that we've got, like, because so we've had a burst speed champion, right? We've had burst speed champion in the form of Jarvan the Fourth. This is the first spell-based summon, like in terms of, like, just summon a champion directly to the board and then doing something. Like, it's a really nice thing to have, and actually, like, it works so well, and so it's gonna help him towards, because from what I'm gathering in terms of his level up condition, which is have dealt 15, allied Pikes have dealt 15 damage. I take that he can go back into the deck. He doesn't have to stay on the board to do it. It's just, as long as all the Pikes that you've used at some point have done, like, an accumulatively 15 damage, which, even though he starts off with 2, with Stalker, with the fact that he's a lurker, those stats can go up, and he can really, like, start to potentially, like, you know, get there really quickly, depending on obviously who you're playing with. If you're playing a full-on lurker deck with Rek'Sai, then the buffs will happen even more so. So it is really nice to see, like, this kind of idea of using a champion like this. So it's just like, boom, it's their attack go, but it's like Pike comes out of nowhere, and that animation, the animation is devastating. That animation is devastating. So, oh, and he's also got quick attack. I should have probably mentioned the fact that he had quick attack as well as the lurker mechanic. So yep, you can do that. And now we've already seen this one. This was one of the cards that was revealed the other day. So But the fact that that's going to be like obviously given the free attack next turn, which is next turn as well. So obviously, yeah, using the shurima. We've already seen the list. The list was yet again one, but they have just made this vulnerable. So using the list again, just boom to let, because that is ways. Obviously, you can help Pyke get closer to his attack, to his thing, right? You can help Pyke get closer by doing like using the list as well, like with his quick attack. So, oh my god, actually seeing the animation. Oh my god, that animation is devastating. It was so devastating I forgot to stop the video. That just shows you how devastating that thing is when Gomez forgets to stop the video. So leveled up Pyke is when I look. So yet again, he still transforms into Death from Below. When I kill an enemy, I strike the weakest enemy. So, right, that is devastating because if you read that correctly, what that means is that when I kill an enemy, I strike the weakest enemy. If he then kills the weakest enemy, he must then go on and on, because it doesn't say, like, you know, once per round. It doesn't say, like, that's me done, like, I'm one and done. It is, when I kill an enemy, I strike the weakest. So therefore, if he kills the weakest, he must move on to the next weakest. So, that's devastating. Like, he can single-handedly wipe a board. Like, depending on obviously the board, it depends on what you're up against, because it depends on what you've got Pyke up to, right? Because at the end of the day, like, he is a lurker, and so thereby him going like up to a certain standard, because like dragons are probably like the main thing that are gonna be like health stat wise. I mean, obviously Nautilus and what's his face, Aurelian Soul and whatnot, like that cards like that. There's going to be things which are going to be harder, but potentially Pyke can get up to that standard. Like not too bad. So, oh, that's good. That's good. I mean, that is so. Boom, and then just the immediate boom just kills that one on the end, and obviously got rid of the barrier on that one.
Guard yourselves, Demacians.
So Bone Skewer is going to be such a good move. So boom. And right. Now, the important thing to note there, this is actually like crucial. The important thing to note is that after Bone Skewer happens, so boom, he does his animation. So obviously Jarvan doesn't die because he's got a barrier, but he does his "I would kill you" animation before he shuffles back into the deck. That is actually crucial. Because that then means, because obviously, like, basically, because Bone Skewer is I strike an enemy and then I go to the top of your deck. But he strikes the enemy, kills them, and then could potentially kill your whole opponent's board for 2 mana. Right? Bone Skewer is a 2-mana spell. So that is actually, like, somewhat overpowered, in a manner of speaking, in that he could do that, because bear in mind, this is your opponent's attack turn. If they go for an attack and you wipe their board during their attack, and then you've got, like, this forces your opponent to have to think so damn hard when it comes up against Pyke, because you have to basically remove him. Like, he becomes like you have to remove him immediately, or you have to make sure that, like, you know, you've got notifies, denies, or right of negation. So it's like you've got to try, but that's your only hope against Pyke. Let's face it. Instead of in terms of if your units don't have like the health stats to do it, and that is devastating. So yeah, so he does actually remove the barrier. So before shuffle, that is actually like, oh, that's too crazy. That's too crazy. That, and then, boom, I mean, he did just kill him. So boom, boom, boom. I mean, for Demacian. That is too good. No, that's too powerful. I don't know what I don't know if they know what they've unleashed. They've unleashed, like, it's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Basically, Right, like, this is one of these things whereby you can kind of understand why they've not nerfed the Zero Arelia. Like, or like so far, I mean, we don't know what's going to be in patch, like the next patch, but you can kind of understand why they haven't, because Pyke actually is direct counter to a Zero Arelia. By that, I mean, obviously, unless they've got Deny. If they open attack with the blades and whatnot, they like do well, they like 3 attacks with the blades. If you use Bone Skewer or any form of strike move, because bear in mind, like literally all he's got to do is kill somebody, so that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to stay within build rule to, like, you know, like there is like maybe even a slight chance, like, but I guess you kind of want to get his stats up with Lurk, so you do have to kind of go shurima. I guess the bonk spell, but that's a slow speed spell. I was going to say that cards such as single combat, concerted strike, so if you were to pair him with Demacian for those like kind of like strike moves, or even if you were to pair the Pyke with, say, what's his face? Noxus with, I mean, I'm just going to put this stuff up so we can see. So Bone Skewer is actually his champion spell as well. So Bone Skewer is actually his champion spell, which is devastating because, yeah, again, that just means more strikes if you get more copies of him in hand. But yeah, and then obviously like Noxus for Draven's Whirling Death kind of move, or even Bloody Business, because if you lurk with him enough and get him up to the point where he is +5, like, you could very easily use Bloody Business and then let that chain reaction go off. So it's quite devastating, really. Like, he's too powerful. Like, in terms of that's like direct counter to Zero Arelia, because if they don't have the recall, that's the other thing as well, obviously, because they do run Homecoming. If they don't have the recall or denial or notify or whatnot in hand, then you are basically removing their entire board, like blades and all, like at that moment in time. So Pyke is, I love him, but also I'm thinking, my god, this man is scary, like so crazily overpowered. But let's go in and see, because obviously we did also, these were the other cards that were revealed yesterday during the tournaments. So I feel like they pushed Pyke's release from the standard schedule because they didn't want anything to interrupt the seasonal tournaments, which I can understand. But I was waiting at 6 o'clock yesterday, like, come on, refresh. There's nothing! But it's all good. So, the 8 mana Lurker in Bilgewater, which is the fish, and it is a play effect. Each Lurker ally strikes a random enemy, which, if the bear in mind, their stats could be quite powerful at that point, because they, like, by 8 mana, if you're playing a full-on Lurker deck, their stats should be something. If you've not managed to hit Lurk a number of times, by the time you hit round 8, you kind of deserve to lose. But that move means that, you play this, and instantly you're basically trading up your opponent's board. Like, because that's the way it would seem. If you've managed to build up a board, if your opponent's not been able to quell the numbers of Lurkers that you have on the board, this drops, and that is just boom. Like, oh my god, this is so devastating. Like, yeah, again, just like this Lurk mechanic, like they really wanted to push this new archetype. Oh, it's devastating in so many different ways. Let's get into another elite for Demacian. Which is a 4 mana challenge me in 3/2. Create a Fleet Feather Tracker, Blinding Assault, or so basically a challenger which makes a lot more challengers depending on which one. So you can choose which one you want. So you can either choose the because it says create a theme or, so you're choosing which one out of the 3 you want. So Fleet Feather Tracker, you can choose that's actually your 1 cost option, you got your 2 cost spell option, or you got your 4 mana, which makes 2 units on the board, and then it is attack. Give other challenging allies. So basically this is feeding into, like, so you can play this, then grab whichever one is applicable, but go forward. Like, obviously, like Fleet Feather Tracker, you would actually have to then play another unit as well in order to give it the challenger thing, and then every single one of them goes up +1/+1, and you can basically decide what you're grabbing from your opponent's side of the field, and like hopefully get the good trades is the whole purpose of that. But that is, well, it's also an elite, which means that it can get buffed by the Bladesmith, which is actually quite, important as well. So as well as obviously like field promotion that they gave, is so you could actually choose Blinding Assault, give this field promotion, and so you could get the buff twice in on the scout, move forward with the Valor, and then also go forward again. And then if you've got any other challenger units, you can also get them buffed as well. I mean, let's face it, field promotion is like good with so many different champions that I've got so many different ideas in my head. Teemo, Vi. Like there's like even potentially like a Darius build, which would just go like even more like going crazy in terms of just like smashing into their core twice with that devastating attack that Darius has. But that because technically if you put field on Darius, there's a slight chance that his first attack forward levels him up, and then he goes you go forward again, and then he would get is all like levels and is a devastating beast. But that's besides the point. Let's get in. The last card was the Shen one, which when I saw it, because all these cards were released throughout yesterday, so that's why I'm not surprised about any of them. So Shen actually getting like what's called the Shen boat, because it is what draws him like all the other boats, like Sejuani's boat, Gangplanks and Swain's. But this is allies with barrier have double attack, which in the right kind of Demacian build could be devastating. The thing with this is it's more for drawing Shen. Like if you're building a Shen deck, it's more for drawing Shen, because the reason why I say that is because it's giving units with barrier double attack, but you've got unless you can find some way of giving them overwhelm, they can just still be blocked, and it's not really gonna do anything, because of the fact I guess you're forcing your opponent's resources down, because I have to block that, because otherwise it's gonna be devastating. I mean, obviously I'm thinking already Swole Squirrel with this, but potentially Swole Squirrel Noxus, maybe the old Shen Riven deck might be able to do something there, because you can give overwhelm. But in terms of if you use this with Demacia, which is your main port of call, a lot of people have said, oh, this is crazy with the 9 mana one who basically gives barrier to everyone. It is true, but also not true in a manner of speaking, because by the time that you play the Bright Steel formation, I believe it's called, the 9 mana one who gives everyone barrier upon attack, your opponent, unless they've got a way of dealing, already knows that they're done, because of the fact that everything you've got has got a barrier, and so they're gonna be sacrificing things on top of it anyway. And this is good, because I guess it can close that game out quicker with the double attack, because if they can't block all the spaces. But still, it's people already know they're done by the time that happens, is what my point is. I guess this is an earlier thing, which means that those barrier spells, you put barrier on things, especially a Green Glade caretaker, or whatever it is. There are some devastating things that can be done with this card. I'm not gonna lie. And the more the fact is, it draws Shen. Anything which draws a champion is devastating. So I will be experimenting and playing around with this. I would have loved it to have been draw Yasuo. I would have loved if with Ionia, if I was drawing any champion, it would be Yasuo who I would want to draw. But I can understand why they went with Shen here. But all these cards are great, and Pike is devastating. But I want to know your thoughts, so please in the comment section down below, let me know your thoughts on these cards, as well as obviously you can get in the Discord down below, where you can talk about all different decks that you're thinking about building, all different building the community around this, which is what I want to be doing. So if you want to join that Discord and join like-minded people with building crazy decks and having a good time, please feel free to do so. As well as obviously shameless plug time, Twitch, Twitter and Instagram. If you didn't know already, I do stream on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays. So if you want to get in, catch the action live, please feel free to. As well as, if you've not already and you enjoyed yourself, why not consider hitting that subscribe button and helping me towards my goal of 5,000 followers/subscribers by the end of the year. But honestly, if you're already subscribed, thank you so much. But don't feel forced into anything. Thank you all so much. I shall see you hopefully again tonight for more reveals. So let's just get into this. So let's go. Hunter, goodbye!
From flash of brilliance that could save me. Save me!
That doesn't save me. Okay. Is there anything from you? Save me. That doesn't save me. Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.